Alright, what's going on, guys? Alright, so this is the first vlog on a brand new camera. I am super excited. I'm not even looking at you. I'm looking at the camera because it's so... oh, I love it. So I got a brand new EOS R with a 24-105 f4 kit lens. By the way, the kit lens, you know, there's a stigma sometimes with using kit lenses, but this thing, it is awesome. It does only go to f4, which is fine, but the focal length is so useful. Like, it zooms in a lot. Like, it zooms in a lot. So yeah, that's kind of, it's helpful, you know? There's a lot of things about this camera I absolutely love. I'm still getting used to a couple things. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about the camera and like little things that you should know. So I have a lot of things to do today. I'm gonna take you with me and record a vlog. And at the end of the video, I will let you know what my first impressions of the EOS R is. So Jessica right now is at a job interview. The job interview is not supposed to take very long, but I have to pee, so I'm gonna try to find a bathroom. She said to take the elevator to the first floor. So I guess start with that. This is a spooky elevator. Oh my god. This is scary. Perfect. This is a terrifying place.
It's never ending. Can't give you what you need. You're misbehaving. Yeah, it's getting to me. It's never ending. You can give anything, so you can go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Yeah, so I can focus. I just need to focus on myself.
Oh yeah.
I want to come up with a healthy food restaurant that makes fun of like the healthy people
Yeah.
without them knowing.
Like a real subtle, like making fun of healthy food,
And
but
like
still be healthy.
there would be an option. There would be an option for the people to pray over your food. Like you can pay for people to pray over your food, and I like it's so it's like it's very healthy. Like it's all these health benefits, and like people. I feel like some people would believe it.
That's so funny.
And I would
Just have like do like a little prayer over your food. That's so funny.
Can I stick here?
I think so. Huh? There you go. There's so many containers. Bag ties?
What the hell? That's weird.
I like this one. It's a cow, but then it moves.
Does it move?
Oh my god. So loud. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I think it was so loud.
Yeah, I'm waiting for something better.
It's kind of crazy that it's just it's literally all containers.
No, I won't settle for anything else.
How do you feel about this camera? As someone who's knows some about cameras, but you know, doesn't really care. You don't care as much as I do. Quiet.
I don't know. I don't think I have an opinion on it.
How does it look?
It looks cool. It looks small.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a lot smaller than my old camera.
Yeah. It looks like a toy camera.
Yeah. For my like 8th birthday, I got a toy like video camera that recorded like little 5-second videos.
Oh, okay.
And like you could watch it back, but then you would like, it had like no memory on it, but it was still like a cool little thing.
That's cool.
I loved it. So right now we're at a furniture store. We're desperate to buy a brand new couch. We got some money back from our taxes, which is exciting. So we're gonna use that money to buy a new couch because the current one we have is the most uncomfortable thing in the world.
Yeah. Hopefully we find a cheap one.
Hopefully. We're aiming for $500 to $600. So we're gonna head inside.
We didn't measure.
We didn't measure with the size?
No.
Ah, shit.
Oh well.
We'll have to eyeball it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Bye.
So relaxing. Oh, that one's $4.99. $4.70. $5.79. Is it?
I just need to focus on myself. Oh, you better go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Yeah. So I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. Yeah. So you can go, go, go. Go, 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 go. So I can focus. I just need to focus on myself. You better go, go, go.
Focus on face. Here we go. For Christmas, my brother-in-law bought me a lighting setup, which is what is lighting me over here. What is it called? I should tell you what it is. It is H Pussin. H Pussin. It's nice. It's not the like most expensive lighting you can get, but it's not bad. What do you think? Looks good? Alright, so I'm here to talk to you about the EOS R, which is what I'm shooting on right now. I'm going to show you it in a second. This is what I was shooting on before. This is the Canon T6i, which is very much a beginner camera. I got it for dirt cheap on eBay, like $300. It came with the 18 to 35 kit lens. It has a flip out screen, which is the main reason why I got it, so I can YouTube. The majority of my YouTube videos up to this point was shot on this little guy, on the kit lens. I have a Rode video mic that is on this camera currently. I was due for an upgrade. I have been using this camera for, I think it's been about 3 years. It is a crop sensor camera, and I felt that my talents as a photographer and videographer were outgrowing what this camera can do. That is to say, this is an amazing camera. If you're someone who is just starting getting into photo or video, I think this is a fantastic option. It has the flip out LED that was a big draw for the EOS R, which I'll get into in a second. But when it came down to performance, I shoot a lot of weddings and events. This thing just couldn't quite keep up. If it was too dark, it couldn't handle boosting the ISO beyond 1600. Even beyond 800. If I boosted the ISO past 800, it would get noisy and grainy. For my clients that I work with, I want to deliver a very high quality video or photo. While you can get very high quality from this camera, it just wasn't what I needed, which is why I upgraded to the full frame EOS R that I am shooting on right now. Every time I look down, the face tracking loses my face. There we go. That's one thing about this camera. Right now I'm gonna switch over to this camera so I can point out some of the things that I like about the EOS R. So let's do that right now. Okay, I am now recording on the Canon T6i. I don't know how much of a difference there is. The lighting here is pretty good. I have the exact same settings, so it should be similar. When you're running gun and you just don't have good lights all the time, or if you're at a wedding and it's dark and you need to boost the ISO or you need to do something so that you can see everything, this camera just doesn't quite do it for me. That is one of the things I love about the EOS R, is that I can boost this ISO up really high and the image quality looks fantastic. Now, I've only had it for a couple days, and the only real shooting I've done is the vlog that you just saw, but first impressions are that I love it. It's a professional grade camera. It is comfortable, it is sturdy, it is beautiful to look at. Look how sexy it is. Like, it just looks great. One One thing offhand though, the face tracking on my T6i is pretty good. If I look down and look back up, it doesn't lose my face. Just a minute ago when I was recording with the EOS R, if I look down and look back up, it lost my face. So maybe I haven't gotten the latest firmware update, and I heard with that, the tracking is a little bit better. So, you know, we'll see. So a lot of things I like about the EOS R. Obviously, full frame sensor. You just get a higher quality image, better low light, all around, better, more professional looking work, which is what I was looking for. The kit lens it comes with is a 24-105 f4 lens, which is hardy. Like, this is a heavy camera, and while it only goes to f4, the range it has is very fun and easy. And when I'm doing vlogs, just running around recording, it's nice to be able to punch in at 105 so you get something kind of far away or get a different look. It looks kind of silly when it's zoomed all the way in, but it's okay. And the 24 is nice and wide. When I'm pointing at myself vlogging, it looks fantastic. It is nice and wide. The mirrorless body is nice and small. Overall, it's just easier to carry around, even though the lens is kind of huge. And obviously, if you've seen the other glasses coming out, and it is all gigantic. Even when I'm holding it, I mostly hold it by the lens, just because I feel it is very top heavy. So one thing that a lot of people have complained about is the touchpad. The touchpad right here, it's not super useful. I pretty much just have it turned off. I've seen other YouTube videos talking about this camera. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos about this camera. And a common one I see is to be able to adjust the white balance with this, which I have it set to, but most of the time I just have auto white balance. The camera does a really good job of assessing what is needed, and because when I shoot video I shoot raw, I can adjust it if it's a little bit off anyway. And one of the coolest things about this camera, which I'm very excited to get my hands on, is the fact that it shoots C-Log. I've been shooting video for a couple of years now, and while I want to say that I'm a professional, I haven't experimented with log yet and haven't really dug deep into color grading. That's kind of a blind spot in my knowledge, and that's one of the other reasons why I wanted to get this camera, is because it does have C-Log to where it shoots in a very flat profile and I can get really creative with my color grading. That is just something I cannot do with the T6i, and if I want to be a professional videographer, photographer, I need to have an extensive knowledge of log and how to color grade. The whole beginning of this video was shot in the log profile, and it was my first kind of experiment with intense color grading, and I think it looks pretty good. If you think I did a good job with my color grade, give this video a thumbs up. If you think I did a terrible job, still give it a thumbs up, because I don't do well with negative feedback. So there's a lot of videos on YouTube kind of breaking down how exactly to use this camera, all the buttons and the features. I'm not really going to get into that. Basically, I'm making this video for other people who are at my level, who are past a beginner stage but aren't quite at the level that they want to be. I guess you would call that novice, semi-professional, I don't know, just somewhere in the middle. And as someone who is very much still in the middle, I found that this was the perfect camera for me. It does all the things that a professional grade camera needs to do while still having the simplicity and just the overall package of a more novice camera like the T6i. And the features that it has are just perfect for this level that I'm at now. Just enough for me to grow and to learn more about this field while still being comfortable and feeling like I have a grasp of it still. So if you're someone like me who is trying to learn more and trying to get to that next step, the EOS R is a fantastic option. Obviously, at this point, any full frame mirrorless camera is going to be fine. If you want to get a Sony, you can get a Sony. If you get the new Nikons, you get the new Nikons. I just happen to be a Canon shooter, and each of these brands have their own kind of version of this camera. So any of those work. But for me as a Canon shooter, the EOS R is an awesome option. As of this recording, the new EOS R5 is being talked about. It hasn't officially been released, and the specs for that hasn't officially been released. And I'm sure once that does get released, the price point for this camera will drop significantly. So I probably should have waited just a little bit longer to get a cheaper option, but I just couldn't wait. I got it at Best Buy. The body, the lens, the battery, all the other little accessories it comes with came out to be just a little over $3,000. So this is an investment. I got this camera knowing full well that I'm going to be using this for 5-10 years, depending on how well my business goes from this point. So if that's the kind of money that you can invest in right now, I say it's totally worth it. For that price point, this camera is an absolute beast. I'm having a blast experimenting, shooting around. Honestly, it's kind of awakened my creativity a little bit. This thing can do a lot. I found myself wanting to go out and shoot more and more just to see what I can get out of this camera. So if you're in, not to say that money fixes everything, but a good way to kind of get out of a creative slump is investing in some new equipment. I love what this camera looks like, so much so I'm gonna switch back over to it. All right, sweet. If you could tell the difference in video quality, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you think it looks better on my old camera, if you think this looks a lot better, or if it looks the same and I wasted all of my money. And if you have the EOS R and you think it is great, or you think it is terrible, if you think I am stupid for buying it, also let me know. I want to know what people think about this camera. I only know one other person who has it, and he has only used it a handful of times. So I'm dying to know what other people think about it. And if there's tips and tricks that you think I should know, let me know. I'm still learning, and I want to do more in this channel to kind of share what I know while also learning from whoever is watching this. All right, with that, like, subscribe, comments, do all that YouTube junk, and I'll see you later.